Hello. Hello, everyone. How's everybody tonight? Am I on? Am I on? How's everybody doing? Hey, Brooke, I ain't seen you in a while. Where you been hiding? Okay, so anyway, what I'm going to go over tonight is I posted a video earlier of, well, let me start out. Hello, son, how are you? I'll start out by what I know, and I was just going to give you what I've been given. Other than that, I don't know the story. But last week I was watching Armchair Detective, one of his lives, and he was waiting for his psychologist on the show to come on. Well, apparently she had to go and take a call due to her job. Well, he asked if there was anybody else in the room that could come on that was in that field. So, like I said, I was watching this when it happened. Her YouTube name was Mrs. Kelly, and she volunteered to come on the show. Apparently, AD sent the link, and apparently AD's admins, mods, whatever they're called, his spiners, sent the link to Mrs. Kelly. Well, she asked Armchair Detective many times what his questions were, and she had told him that she had worked on a case that he had been talking about, so he wanted her to give him all the information she had on the case, which she told him she could not do. Well, she goes on to say, well, what are your questions? And he keeps just chit-chatting. We all know how he does. He gets women on the show and he chit-chats with them. The only time he brings a male on is when it's one of his poker buddies. So anyway, I've gotten several messages tonight from ADs, mods, and admins saying that I'm cherry-picking the story and that it's not the way it went. They did not call. Mrs. Kelly messaged me after all this happened and told me that, she wanted to expose Armchair Detective because he or his mods, admins, whatever. She didn't say him particularly. She told me that they had tried to do a background check on her. They had wanted the credentials of her and her education for being a psychologist. And for some reason, they wanted her husband's credentials. Now, I'm just telling you what I was told. She also told me that they called her children's school because she had told AD that her kids went to school with the Jones kids. We know the Jones case, another family annihilator. She told him that her kids went to school with the Jones kids. She told me that the mods or admins, whatever they're called her kids' school to verify that those kids went to school with the Jones kids. This is what I was told. She sent me messages to back up the story. Okay, earlier today I made a video, included these messages, and all it was the screenshots I had been given. So now I'm getting messages from the spiners saying that now they know why she wouldn't show her credentials, So apparently they're saying she was working with me to do this. Now, you guys can believe me or you don't have to. You can believe AD. He's got a hell of a track record of telling the truth. So, I'd never talked to this girl before that a couple days ago when she told me the story. That's God's honest truth. So it wasn't nothing in cahoots to try to bring AD's channel down or anything like that. I just thought it was, and what I asked his admins tonight is, AD invited this girl on the show. The Spanners sent her the link to come on the show. My question is, why didn't they vet her before coming on the show instead of after coming on the show? They introduced her as a psychologist, and they're the ones that done that. They sent the link, and then after the fact, they supposedly run a background check on her, wanted her and her husband's credentials, and called her kid's school. Now, if you're going to do that, why not do that before you bring a guest on? So anyway, we all know how it goes. If you stand up to AD, and he preaches about all this hate channels and being attacked and all this crap, and then he does that more than anybody, and that's a freaking metadata fact. So anyway, I'm not worried about it. I just wanted to tell you all guys the story. Okay, so Chris Riss just messaged me, said she has proof that the girl's using a fake Facebook account. Mrs. Kelly told me that she doesn't use her real name on Facebook. I mean, who does? Or on YouTube. It's like I asked her, I said, so Armchair Detective is AD's real name? Of course not. So she's going to say she's using a fake account. But anyway, guys, I'm not worried about it. They don't scare me. And okay. The message from Chris Riss just said, I have proof she is using a fake account. She told me it wasn't even her real name. She told me she couldn't use a real name because of their jobs, which is also what she told me. They work with children. They work with children in dangerous situations. I can understand that. And she also said she told me her husband is a psychiatrist. She actually told AD, I'm not a psychiatrist. She was a psychologist. And anyway, about it, they brought her on the show. Why not vet her before bringing her on the show instead of bringing her on the show and then accusing her of all this other stuff? If you ask me, that's their fault. So if they brought on a psychologist and she turns out not to be a psychologist, then whose fault's that? It's AD and the mod's fault. Plain and simple. I'm not going to argue back and forth with them. They're not going to bully me like they bully everybody else. Anyway, how's everybody been doing? I had some information on Savannah. Yeah, he really should go back to detective school. Also, there's a Detective Halverson. Man, that guy must be AD's boyfriend, because Jesus Christ, this guy wants to meet me out somewhere and fight me. But anyway, he keeps telling me that because I do a parody of AD, I have no respect for the Rusek family, which is the furthest thing from the truth. But anyway, guys, we're not going to let that get us down. We're going to build this channel. And they make fun of me, say, well, you only have 300 subscribers. That's right. I have 300 real subscribers. Anybody can buy fake subs. I could go buy 43,000 fake subs, and that don't mean shit to nobody. But when you have 300 real subscribers who want to watch you because, oh, Sweet Pea, trust me, I know. And that was one of the things Detective Halverson said. He said, if you had 43,000 subs that you bought, that means you would have to be paying 43,000 people. And I told him, I was like, that's not the way it works. And I didn't know the way it worked. My son's the one that told me what they do is they mirror accounts. And so they have an account that doesn't even belong to someone. And then they take that account and they subscribe to the channel. So, yeah, it's actually $2.90. So, oh yeah, don't forget to like the video, please. And the update I had on Savannah Spurlock. Hey, hello, Jesse. How are you? The update on Savannah, like I've told you guys, that happened in my hometown. The guy that's charged with the murder, tampering with evidence, and abuse of a corpse. Yeah, I know he never attacks other channels, but I've got proof that his army does. David Sparks is the guy's name that is arrested and charged in the connection of Savannah Spurlock. He was in court yesterday, and they've actually postponed any more court appearances for him until next year. They didn't give a reason that I seen. Somebody told me that it's because of the autopsy results. They still have never came out and released a cause of death. Of Savannah Spurlock. So, that's just a really sad story. There's been some people come out. What happened was she was at a bar on January 4th, 2019. She was out to celebrate. She has 4 kids. 2 of them were newborn twins, 4 weeks old. She called her mom. She left the bar with 3 men she apparently didn't know. She called her mom on FaceTime on the way leaving the bar on the interstate. She was sitting in the back of the car, or wherever she was sitting. It was on FaceTime. Her mom said she could tell that she was intoxicated. They go to this David Sparks' house. There's 3 of them. There's a lady that lives in the neighborhood. She's came out and said she's not identified herself. She said she feels, completely destroyed for not doing anything this night this happened. But apparently she was scared because, she heard screaming coming from the house that Savannah Spurlock was in that night. And she tried to get her husband up, and she said that he was intoxicated and she couldn't get him up. So she didn't do anything. Excuse me. And she heard screaming. She couldn't get her husband up. So instead of she just didn't do anything, and she feels really bad about that. It was several months before they found Savannah's body. David Sparks' father is a pastor. He's the one that actually called the police and told them that he could smell the smell of what was possibly a decaying body close to his house. They come out, search again, and she was buried shallow like Shanann Watts was. And she was naked. She was wrapped in a area rug, and her body was completely folded in half. And that's testimony from the detective on the stand. Her feet was down by her head. They had folded her in half in an unnatural position. And they had David Sparks on the surveillance camera at Walmart behind the rug that she was wrapped in. They also found trace blood. He had actually moved out of the house that this happened in, moved back in with his parents. And so they went back and, went over the house. The police had actually, they said they had set it off as a crime scene, so I don't think anybody was even living in it at the time. If they were, I don't know about it. But anyways, they found blood in the closet that belonged to Savannah, which put her at the scene, because why else would her blood be in the same house that this guy is in? Well, anyway, he had his court day in court yesterday, and they postponed everything until next year. So anyway, guys, how y'all like the parodies of AD? I'm getting a lot of feedback that people actually love it. I was really shocked. I didn't know if the oh God, his AD. I really need to watch that. So, well, I can watch it later. Because I can do my Armchair Detective parody off of something crazy that he does tonight. The other night when his subs questioned Shirley, it was hilarious. He threw his phone and everything. And what was funny about it is he tried to say it was trolls that had taken over his channel. And he threw his phone, completely bitched his spanners out, bitched his subs out. You got to believe me. Trust me, guys. Just trust me. And saying, last week he was putting her down, saying she was a self-published author that wasn't even, he was saying a self-published author isn't even an author, that a real author is paid to write the book. So I just got a message from that Mrs. Kelly. I'm going to try to get a hold of her and let her know that what the admins are saying. And I'm still getting messages from those guys at AD's channels. But anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. But yeah, that's pretty funny, bro. Well, according to him, the only thing he does his videos on is his phone. But it's funny how every time he's on a video, he's got his phone out checking messages when he's doing his interviews. You know why he wants to bring people on? So he can let them talk while he sits there and plays on his phone. Because if you've ever paid attention, sometimes I watch his live, go back and watch it a second time, and I'll take notes of what I want to do in my parody. Because a lot of times there'll be something so funny that I'll forget something funny that happened earlier in the show. So if there's something really good I want to do, cover that he's done, is I want to make a note of it and write it down, because I'm 43 years old, and I know that's not old, but my memory's not as good as it used to be. I can sure tell you guys that. And so I have to take notes. I do. And somebody told me I should shave my beard to do the AD parodies. I'll just let you know I cannot shave my beard. My daughter's 13. She's never seen me without a beard. And I know it's old, but Jesse, I don't know about you, but my memory used to be really good. Like, I didn't forget anything. And now I can't. You know what I need, guys? I really need like a mod or an admin for my channel, because it's really hard for me to like try to keep up with these messages and block people and this, that, and the other. Because if you see, a lot of times when I'm trying to do the show, I have to look away and take care of a message that I'm getting. So if anybody wants to help me out, I don't know, it's up to you guys. Jesse, I can't even remember what I ate today. Oh, and by the way, it is Red Bull. Yeah, I know, Brooke. You told me that, and then I thought maybe you had deleted me or something because I hadn't seen you in a while, so I didn't know if you didn't like my channel anymore or what. I actually went on my YouTube channel and looked you up to see if you was, because I subscribed to your channel too, and I just wanted to make sure that you were still, had a channel, because I know that now, because you told me, but I just didn't know. So, but it's Red Bull, so I can have wings to fly away. If I grow wings, I'm going to fly myself back to England. Right now, I'm stuck in Malta. I don't have a way home, so I'm drinking Red Bull to grow wings to fly home. I don't drink. I have pancreatitis. And just, you notice how, guys, he didn't say anything today about his poker game. And the reason he didn't is because he's lost a lot of his Patreons after talking about this poker tournament last week that his Patreons and his super chatters funded. So, from what I've been reading, a lot of people's pissed off. And I would be too. If I'm paying to support your channel and help you out, which there's a couple I do, and I find out that you and your friends have flown to another country and gambling, my money away, I'm going to be a little bit pissed off about that. But guys, check this out. I've got 2 patrons right now. I have started a Patreon. I can guarantee you guys every penny I get, I will use for my channel. And if I don't use it on my channel, there was a month or so ago when I knew of a lady and her 2 kids. They was getting ready to be kicked out of their house. And it was $1,600 that she owed so she wouldn't get evicted. And I'm not telling you guys this so you'll be like, oh God, he's a great man. I'm just telling you that, if there's money I don't use from my channel, I will use it for things like this. And the only reason I had the money to do this was because I was unemployed for a few months, and I was actually denied unemployment. And I'd been at the job for 7 years. Well, anyway, I filed an appeal, and I won my appeal, and I got a lot of back pay. So I took this money. It's a part of it, not all of it. I had to pay my bills too, of course, but I took the money. I hadn't paid that woman's rent. So what I was going to say is, if I get a lot of patrons, whatever I don't use for the channel, maybe we could really take something and help people like that. It's your guys' money. If before I done anything, I would bring it up to you guys and say, hey, here's the situation we got. You guys want to help out with this? If you don't, I understand. If you do, I understand. But I was looking on Amazon, and there is a backdrop just like AD uses. And it's a bookcase, and it's $36. And I'm thinking about getting that, and so I can do because what it does is it's got a metal frame, and it actually goes across the thing like a shower curtain. So it's pretty cool, so I might do that. I know, it's a scam. I actually got a receipt for that I can show you there, Mr. Secret Spy. Oh, Lord. Watch today. It's sold out again. I've only watched Critical K like one time, so I don't know. It's hard for me to like. Somebody wanted me to do Mary Marlowe, and I don't know if I could do um, a female very well. Obvious reasons. You know what I mean? Besides, guys, you know that these women are crazy about me. The other night I had to hide out in their lobby while I'm acting like a guest of the hotel so they don't throw me out. I can't believe that he came on YouTube and admitted that. He made a video of himself going to a swimming pool. Dr. Phil. Hey, what is so funny is he calls Dr. Phil Phil, like they're good friends. And it was so funny. He's like, oh, God, yeah, it's Dr. Phil. He's like, oh, yeah, he probably calls me Alan. No, he probably don't. Yes, I want my Patreon to pay folks rent. No, that's not what I said. I said that I paid a lady's rent with my back pay on my unemployment. If you would listen. And I said if I didn't use money that I get in my Patreon, if there was a situation like that, maybe we could do something like that. Clean AD's jizz shot out of your ears and listen. You know what? I've actually thought about doing a video, a parody where I'm like this and I'm interviewing AD, and then I come over here like this and I have the glasses on and I answer. Yep, sounds fishy. Hey, bud, your leader's on if you want to go watch him, you know. How do you okay, Sacred Spy's gone. How do you make somebody a mod or an admin? I don't even know how to do that. Give a wrench to Vicky too. Vicky Rogers, do you want to be a mod? All right, Vicky, you're a moderator. Yeah, Vicky's actually my first patron I ever had, so I trust her. And hold on, I promised Brooke. Braun, you need some days off. I'm working 60, 70, 80, 90 hours a day. Not a week, a day. How come when AD comes on, sometimes he's like, hello. He's always like smiling and stuff. I've never figured that out. Mrs. Kelly, are you in the room? I know you just sent me a message. Why, thank you. Yeah, it really is leering. It really is odd. Like when he comes on, he looks like he's just, I don't know what he's done. He just looks like he's. Give me 1 second, guys. I want to try. Um, Hello? Am I on? I don't know what happened. Ooh, Kimberly, you're wild. All right, I went on. I messed myself up because I'm recording with my phone. What I done was, the girl, Mrs. Kelly, she was actually sending me a message, and I responded back to see if she would want to come on the live. And Detective Halverson, was he in the room? I don't know. He's one that's always sending me messages that are just like, quit wasting your time. You're going nowhere. And let's see, I've got messages from Tarot Readings by Roxby. Yeah, damn Kentucky. You gotta believe that, son. It's terrible around here. The University of Kentucky. Vodka and Red Bull. Don't let me lie to you. Who do you want to boot, Vicky? Take off with it. I trust your opinion. He's done nothing but attack me. Oh yeah, I told him in a message. I said you might want to take the name detective off of your name because you're obviously not a detective because you're not seeing the evidence that's right in front of your face. Well, my take on the Watts case, to be quite honest with you, I think whether it was physical or mental, he had help. I think it's funny how AD says he's not going to speculate, but he's been speculating for over a year now. One thing that's crossed my mind, and I've thought about this a lot, is what if NK had said something to the fact that, you need to take care of this right now. She was talking to her friends about, and even him, that they weren't going to have any firsts. And giving him as a son was the last first that he had. And Brandy, I'm not gonna, be like AD. You're wrong. I'm right. I'm not like that. I think everybody has a right to their own opinion. I just think, if you watch him, it's just like he doesn't have the mental capacity to carry something out like that. That's my opinion. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to read. I didn't mean to not pay attention to you guys. I was just trying to keep up with the comments. I was trying to. I can't read and I can't chew gum and walk at the same time, okay? I don't claim to be a detective. I'm not a brilliant detective. I'm not going to solve any cases. So, that's about it. Well, Brandy, I'm not like AD. You know, it's really aggravating when he says he'll sit there and say, you know, you have the right to disagree with me. Everybody has a right to their opinion, and then when you do, he chastises you in front of the whole room. You're wrong. I'm right. I mean, that crap gets on my nerves so bad. You know, here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie. I used to like 80s channel. I'm not going to be one that say I seen through him from the start. You know, I didn't know the whole story. But it didn't take me long to figure him out. When you watch somebody on their live and every day it's YouTube only paid me 78 cents this month. Please join Patreon. Please do PayPal. I have Patreon and PayPal, and I don't ever ask you guys for anything. I mean, I put my links on there. I mean, who wouldn't do that? And lady also has the right to remain silent, but we never see that. He's never going to be silent. Believe that. He don't know how to be silent. Oh my God! The other night when he threw his phone and went off on his spanners in his room, it was. I just thought, man, this is going to be a good parody tonight. That's exactly what I thought when he threw that phone. I loved it. And what about his little lesson on teaching people how to talk on the phone? I wonder how many of those 43,000 are walking around with their phone like this right now, talking, and they can't hear anybody. Hey, hold on. I want to show you what I'm wearing tonight. I had to put my sweatshirt on because I'm in my garage and it's a little chilly tonight. But I was going to wear this for you guys tonight. My AD Dicks. Oh, it was so funny, Firefly. You would have loved it. He went freaking nuts. And that's another thing I told Detective Halverson. He kept going on and on and on about how when I have 43,000 subscribers, I can have a voice that I don't have a voice right now. Oh yeah, my boobs aren't as big as his, not at all. My boobs are actually pretty solid. But don't forget to like the video. Good, Brooke. I like that. But I just love it when every time he does something funny, and my son, he makes fun of me because he's like, Dad's watching his best friend again. And I'm like, well, I gotta watch him so I know what to parody, because what I've been doing. And I was on second shift last week, so I was making all these videos at like 1 or 2 in the morning, so I was really tired. And, hey, Grumpy Granny, I'll make you one for $149.99. No, I'm just kidding. You know what this shirt is? I made it with a white t-shirt and a black Sharpie marker. But what I was doing every day last week when I was on second is I was coming home, I would watch his live, take notes, and then I would come out here in the garage and do my parody of him. And so I've been trying to, you know how like Saturday Night Live always has like the latest, you know, what's in the news is what they do. So basically what he done in his show that night is what I done for my parody that night. So it's like, Hello, Mrs. Kelly. Um, Mrs. Kelly, I just want to let you know that AD's admins have messaged me, and they said that I'm just letting you know what they said. I'm not, disputing what you've told me. I believe you completely. They don't have the best record. Anyway, guys, this is Mrs. Kelly, the lady that just waved, and she was the lady that came on when AD's psychologist had to take a call. He asked her on, and she volunteered out of, trying to help him. She's told me the story. Mrs. Kelly can vouch for this. Until 2-3 days ago, I had never spoken to you in my life. She told me the story about what happened. She sent me the screenshots of the chat of everything they done. And what they're saying is, Mrs. Kelly, and I'm just telling you this so you'll know, they're saying that you used a fake Facebook account, which I told them, I said, Armchair Detective is not AD's real name. A lot of people use an alias on social media. So that's what I said to that. And they also said I cherry-picked the messages, that I didn't show all of the messages. So that's just what they're saying. And like you said, she sent me a message a minute ago, guys, and this is what she said. They didn't want to talk to her the other day when she was trying to talk to them. And now that I've made this video and put it out there, now they're suddenly wanting to talk. And that's what her point was. So when she didn't have anybody to help her out, and it was just her, and she felt, and I can see why she felt like she did. She goes on there to help AD out. He says he's got questions. If anybody's seen that show, he didn't ask any questions. He just chit-chatted with her. And then I even seen it myself. She asked him 2-3 times at least, what are your questions? What are your questions you wanted to ask? He never would get into the questions. Then after she's off the show, they decide to, I guess what they want to call, vetting her, which is just basically seeing if she's who she says she is. But here's my point, guys. Regardless, they should have vetted her before they invited her on the show. So, and I'm not saying you're not anything, Mrs. Kelly. Don't take me wrong at all. This is just my point. If they brought somebody on the show that they're saying was a psychiatrist, and then they say, oh, well, we found out she wasn't who she said she was, then that's on you. You did not vet your guest you brought on and introduced them as who you said they was. That's on you. Do you guys agree with me or not? Am I right? Is AD right again? Can AD be right again? AD's right again. Armpit detective, not armchair. Oh yeah, swatting. They say he's nothing but a poker buddy of AD, and guys, he went on this Malta trip with AD. It's Jägermeister and Red Bull. I don't drink. I'm actually trying to grow wings so I can fly back to England, since I'm stuck here in Malta. And I don't think anybody, you might have 43,000 subs, but you don't even have Wi-Fi. You have to go into hotels, pretend you're a guest, order a drink. Mrs. Kelly, I don't know how to do that. I don't know, I've only been doing YouTube for like a month or so. So I don't know how to bring anybody on. If anybody knows how to do that, if they could help me through it. It might just be a program that AD uses where he brings people on. I don't know, but If anybody's here and they want to subscribe to my channel or like my video, you can even dislike it if you want to, and I'm not going to remove it. Don't steal my AD quotes. That is one is my favorite. Ask AD. No way. Here's another reason, and I told Detective Halverson this. You have 43,000 subscribers, but yet you never have over 10,000 views. That doesn't add up. Well, luckily it's summertime in Malta. In England, it is winter. It's actually pretty cold in Kentucky tonight. It doesn't compute. Oh yeah, and everybody, just a public service announcement from Armchair Detective. Don't forget to set your clocks back tonight if you're on daylight savings time. You have downloaded an app, eHome at Braun. Okay, thank you, Jesse. I really appreciate that. Trust me, I need all the help I can get. I'm not going to brag to be a brilliant detective. I'm not. I've worked in a factory for 25 years. I actually just took a job that's not a factory job for the first time in my life. I'm not going to say where I'm working, but it's just not a factory job anymore. I do something besides the factory because I've worked in a factory for 25 years, and just to tell you guys the truth, I've had like hard back-breaking jobs, and if I'd done that, 24 more years till I retire, I'm going to be crippled up and not be able to enjoy my retirement years. So I don't want to do that. So I've actually taken a job that's not, it doesn't cost you anything, nor do you have to download it to the computer. I think I'm on StreamYard. No, I'm on Streamlabs. Is it Streamlabs? It's the one I put on my iPhone. Because I didn't have enough subscribers to go live through YouTube. And Brooke, you're actually the one that told me about it. I think it's called Streamlabs. And that's how I'm able to go live on YouTube. Am I freezing on anybody else? Mrs. Kelly says I'm freezing. Is it anybody else? Or is it just, come on guys, you got to answer me. It'd be nice if somebody would talk back to me, please. Okay, guys, I'm just kidding, but it was so funny. Have you all noticed, like, when he asks somebody something in the room, can you hear me? Like, if he doesn't have an answer, like, right then, he starts going off. It's like, it'd be nice if you guys would converse with me. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, calm down. What he really needs is, like, take a Valium before the show starts. That way he's not on such edge. But if you notice those non-alcoholic drinks he's drinking when he's doing his show, he always seems to become a little bit more tipsy on each. And I've also never seen a Coke like that you could see through. Oh yeah, I guarantee he's probably a domestic abuser. That's in my opinion. That's my opinion. I can have my opinion. Streamlabs is on your phone. StreamYard allows you to invite your guests. If Kelly wanted to call him, she could do it on Skype or Facebook Messenger. Very true. Take that to the bank. Twatting is fake. Crystal Pepsi. It could be Crystal Pepsi, but he said it was Coke. And it was pretty clear to be a Coke. Wi-Fi beater. Vicky, that is hilarious. Oh my God. Look, did everybody look at Vicky's jokes? He needs to wear a Wi-Fi beater t-shirt to go with the hat he wears. Wi-Fi beater. That is hilarious because he steals his Wi-Fi. What about the other night when he was doing the thing where he's like, Chris was a little bit taller, NK was a little bit smaller? Did y'all see that? And then he said, what was it he said? Somebody told him that what a 6'4" Impala was, and he was like, "Oh yeah, somebody needed a smaller car." That's hilarious. And then a 6'4" Impala wasn't a small car. Okay, guys, can anybody tell us how to bring Mrs. Kelly on? Because I do not know how to do it. Oh, I'm sorry, Jesse. I'm very sorry. Oh yeah, and a shout out to Grumpy Granny. If anybody has not watched her videos, you need to make sure, like after my live, don't leave my live right now. I've got 36 people watching. That's the most I've ever had. Everybody needs to go and watch Grumpy Granny's parodies of AD also. She's got one where she's in the bathroom stealing the Wi-Fi. It is hilarious. I've got some competition in Grumpy Granny. Well, Grumpy Granny, I'm never going to get married again. Sorry, but that's just what I'm going to do because I've never had a lot of luck with the ladies, you can say. So I'm just not going to try it again. Never did work for me, so I'll just live out my life as a single man. No offense, Grumpy Granny. If I would get married again, I would marry you, I promise. I do have a laptop. So I go to Facebook Messenger and okay, so I'm doing the live on my phone and I've got my laptop sitting here. Well, you'll probably never marry again, Jesse, because you're already married, right? Grumpy Granny is the bomb. She really is. Her parodies are hilarious. An old spinster. Mrs. Kelly, if you're still in the room, I'm using my phone to do my live. Brooke, yes, she has Facebook Messenger, and that's how I talk to her in Facebook Messenger. But I'm using my phone to do the live right now. So if she called me on my phone, that wouldn't work, right? Okay. Go to my laptop and go to Facebook. All right, give me just a second. My laptop's a little slow. But my son did update my Wi-Fi for me because he said if I'm going to be a YouTuber, I need to have faster internet. Okay. Give me just a second to sign in. Okay, I've forgotten my password because I always use my AD zombies in the house. Yes, don't forget to put your clocks back tonight. If you're on daylight savings time. Okay. I save all my passwords on my phone, so I never know any of my damn passwords. All right, I'm getting on Facebook right now. Okay, I'm on Facebook. So now, Brooke, what do I do? She's going to call me on Facebook Messenger. Hello, Victoria. Hello. Go to Messenger part of Facebook, okay? All right, I'm on there now. Okay. Okay.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey!
How are you?
I am trying to get all this figured out.
Same here. Can everybody hear Mrs. Kelly? The go to channel now. All right, I'm kind of.
Okay.
They say they can hear you.
Okay, great. Hi, everybody.
All right. So,
So,
before 2 or 3 days ago, I had never talked to you in my life. So, what I think they're trying to say is that the reason they can't vet you now is because you were in cahoots with me. I believe that's what they're trying to say.
no, that is not true. Basically, what happened was somebody skipped out on him again, and after everything I went through, I kind of know why they did, because according to them, a person has to be.
Okay, I can no longer hear you. Are you there? All right, guys. Did you mute yourself? Somebody said. I don't know. It says call ended. I've been hacked. All right, so I'm not very good at this, guys. I don't really know what I'm doing, so let me go back to here. All right. All right, Mrs. Kelly's back in the room. I don't know what happened. If she just maybe. All right, hello? Hello?
Hey, I think it clicked off.
Okay. I knew I lost you. I just didn't know what happened.
Okay.
Somebody said you need to go to a 5-star hotel and use the lobby Wi-Fi. Okay. She's back, and now she's going to, I guess, finish her story. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. So the two people that messaged me was Maureen Cook and Chris Riss, if that rings a bell.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, you can hear me now completely, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't think this is going to work. We tried. As you can see.
Okay.
Hello?
Can you what? So I can see it you because it keeps lagging.
Yeah, it's lagging. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or yours. I am in this hotel lobby stealing Wi-Fi. Hello? Okay, it says we're going to try to video. Okay, I don't believe it's going to work, so we'll just. I know, Jesse, I lost. Mrs. Kelly, if you're in the room, I can't use my phone because I'm using it for my live. So I can't answer that call. If you can hear me. Let me go send her a message. I am using my phone for the live, so I can't answer a regular. Okay, she keeps trying to call, and I'm using my phone for. Okay. Hello?
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Can everybody in the group hear me? I'm so sorry. It keeps cutting out.
Can you all hear her? Yes, they can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. So, it's lagging on one of our ends. So, we'll just come back in the room.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So as you can see, we tried it. It didn't work. Yes, I had the phone right way around. I'm right, you're wrong. Okay. She's back. Basically, just they're. I don't know what their objective is on what they're trying to say. Of course, they're not going to answer me right now because obviously AD is in alive. Yeah, it's not going to work, Mrs. Kelly. So we'll just try that another time. AD's mods are stalking me. All right, so for one reason or the other, it's not going to work, and that's all I know. She's typing a message. A super chat for me. Time to get them super chats. I don't think I can get super chats, can I? Because where I'm using a app to he can hack my phone and watch me in the shower all I want. I do want to say this, guys. If I do get watched while I'm in the shower, I wash my private area really fast. Just so you guys know, I just want you to be aware of that. No above, Ron. No above 1,000 subs in super chat. Yeah, I didn't know because the reason I asked that is because I know I'm not supposed to be able to do lives, and I can do them because I use a all right. Well, I have PayPal and I have Patreon. I mean, if anybody wanted to, okay, so, but that's up to you guys. I'm not going to be like Armchair Detective and beg for anything. Super chat. Oh no, Jesse, I'm sorry if it sounded like I was asking for money. I'm really not. I mean, no, I'm not like AD, not at all. So please, my question is somebody said something about time to get the super chat, and I thought you had to have above 1,000 subs to do super chat. So what I was saying is where I'm actually using an app to do a live because where I don't have enough subscribers. So that's what I've been trying to do is use my laptop. Well, see, when I try to do my laptop for the live, what happens is it says my camera's in use by another application. And I know what you're going to say, it's been hacked, but no. What happened is I disenabled it, so now I can't use my laptop for my lives. Because for some reason my built-in camera wouldn't work. Yeah, I know. I just wanted to let everyone know that what I was saying is I don't think I have Super Chat yet. But please don't think I'm ever asking for any money. Please, I'm not. That's not me. But I'm going to read a message I just got. This is from... Okay, this is what she just said. They can't decide without the full set of messages. She said she was using a fake name for privacy, but yet our names and pictures are being shown on here. It's just like I told Kelly several times after she messaged me, no good deed goes unpunished. Whatever that means. She was trying to help AD by going on live, and everyone got really upset because they felt she was blaming Amber Jones for what happened to the kids. She said she wanted to write an apology on Facebook to everyone. She applied and then couldn't get in because her Facebook was found to be fake. So, of course, being me, I tried to help her. Like I said, no good deed goes unpunished. So, that's what she said. And I don't know what the deal is. I was at work the other night and I got a message from Mrs. Kelly saying that she wanted to help expose Armchair Detective, which with my parodies, I feel like that's what I'm trying to do. So, yes, that's exactly what I think, Jesse. Is I think, he asked her to come on. She went on, and this is what happens. So, I don't know. I tell you what, with his track record of lying, and I definitely am not going to believe him. So that's what I'm going to say. I know I was watching the live when she went on. He had a guest skip out on him, ask if anyone wanted to come on, and in what my opinion is being a good Samaritan, she volunteered, and now pretty much being ridiculed for it by someone who doesn't know how to tell the truth. And that's my opinion. I've watched enough of his videos and his lives to know that he lies a lot. He lies often. Well, Vicky, another thing I thought was funny, she couldn't come on live, but she could be in the chat and talk. What is the difference? You know what I mean? That didn't make sense to me, that she couldn't come on and watch the live, or come on and be live as a guest, but yet she could be. And then another thing is he was talking about her last week as being a self-published author, and saying that being a self-published author, that she wasn't a real author. And then when she was in the chat room and people were asking questions, perhaps they were brazen questions, or however you want to describe them, but they were fair. I don't think anyone was disrespectful. I think they asked harsh questions that they wanted to know. Why didn't she find out this information? This book was supposed to provide closure. It's added more questions. And, if you're going to go in a room and answer people, you have to take the tough questions along with the easy questions. So perhaps the questions were tough. Nobody forced her to come on. She had volunteered. And then when they asked tough questions, AD got mad, threw his phone, acted like a complete idiot, in my opinion. In my opinion. That's what he always says. He can say what he wants because he says, in my opinion. And I just say, Oh yeah, and that's another thing, guys. He took a lot of Patreon money, um, saying that he was going to read the book on the on his channel, and then he never did. He then said he was going to read the book on Patreon, and then he never did. So I like that, Sweet Pea, in my opinion. Pretty much what he says, he can say anything he wants. He doesn't speculate, but he can say whatever he wants and then says in his opinion. Yeah, I know he can get in trouble for reading the book, but he took money and said he was going to read it. That's what I'm saying, is he took people's money. If he knew he wasn't going to read it or couldn't read it, then he shouldn't have said, give me your money and I'll read the book. That's all my point is. Yeah, I also think that the Rusex in his chat wasn't. It could be real. In my opinion, I don't think it was them. Somebody asked him the other day. Yes, Mrs. Kelly said she started watching AD's channel. It says she didn't even know of AD until October 3rd, and now it's an avalanche on her. So I think little by little, people are starting to learn what AD is, what he represents, its lies, deceitfulness, taking people's money, using it for other means besides what it's promised for. Like, where's this 6-part docu-series that's supposed to be released? As AD says, I'm going to stay in my lane. He'll say, I'm not going to talk about any other channels, and then he'll talk about 10 other channels for the next 10 minutes. Yeah, Grumpy Granny, I agree with that. I agree with that, True. Yeah, I think what's happening is there people's realizing there's more than just one of us. Yeah, drama free, and then everything after that is. Well, Sherry, all we can hope for is that they'll just keep wising up. I know that Mrs. Kelly has been wised up quickly to him, and Mrs. Kelly says, I'm working on a video. So there you go, guys. So there you see, guys, Mrs. Kelly says she's working on a video. And I think we can, I don't know if she's going to put it up on my channel or if she's going to put it on her channel. Either way, I think we should watch it. And then we can see. I don't have a Hangout. I can't use the camera on my laptop. I had to disable it because it quit working. Okay, Chris Riss is in the room now. She's one of the people that sent messages. So, hello, Chris. Chris, what I replied to your messages as is what I was saying was, and this is my this was what I was saying to you, and the reason I couldn't answer you back in messages is because I'm obviously doing a live. Um, what I was saying is if they vet people, how come they don't vet them before they come on the show? And from what I understand, she was tried to be vetted after she had already been on as a guest. If you could answer that for me, that's my question. Brooke, if you remember, if you know in the email that we exchanged between each other, if you can email me again and tell me what your Facebook Messenger is. Okay. Um, it was said, kind of implied that I don't know if it was you or Maureen. I don't know because I can't look right now. But it was implied by someone that the reason she didn't check out on her vetting process is because me and her were in cahoots together. God's honest truth, I don't lie about this. I had never talked to Mrs. Kelly in my life before 2 or 3 days ago. She told me her side of the story. So, I agree. Admitting to something you did wrong, I'll respect that. I mean, I don't know Chris Riz. I don't know Mrs. Kelly. I've talked to Mrs. Kelly now, and in my opinion, I've talked to Chris Riz. I tried answering the message. However, doing a live, I could not answer at this time. And I asked a question and she answered it, and I'll respect that. Okay, let me ask you this, Chris Riss. If her husband is a psychiatrist at the DOC, it's that would be kind of obvious to me that there would be sensitive information there that couldn't be given out. Is that correct? I, Sherry Braun, Chris Risk, did you see what Sherry Braun just posted? That is a very true statement. And I watch AD in his lives. He'll say, does anybody want to come on? He sends the link and then wants to be somebody to come on and talk to him. That's not enough time if somebody needs vetted to be. Okay, there's what everybody sees what Mrs. Kelly says. And my husband, we care for kids in the state custody. It's illegal. Yes, and I know this from experience, is HIPAA, the onus is on the facility to provide HIPAA. For example, if I walk into a hospital and an administrator or a nurse has a computer screen turned around where I can read it, I didn't violate HIPAA. The hospital did. Do you guys see what I'm saying here? The onus of HIPAA is on the facility. So I can see if she's saying it's a HIPAA issue. Well, let me ask you this, Chris Riss. What is your position with Armchair Detective? Are you a mod or an admin? Just wondering what your position with him is. Okay, Chris, I'll tell you this, and I'm a man of my word. I will delete that video since it has pictures that you don't want seen. I wouldn't want anybody to do that to me. So I will delete that video. Chris Riss, how about that? I will delete the video that has the information that you consider sensitive to you. If you guys will delete the video that has Mrs. Kelly in it, can we make that exchange? Okay, Brooke, that's fine. Chris, I'm a fair guy. If anybody can tell you that, can you do that for me? That Mrs. Kelly's video will be deleted, and she's wondering about that because of her work. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. Mrs. Kelly, has that video been deleted or no? Or do you know for sure? Okay. Chris Rish, she said no. I'm sure you can see this. I don't know why I'm reading it. Probably just so I don't have dead air time. Well, Chris, let me ask you this: what is your position with Armchair Detective? Are you a vetter or a mod or an administrator? Okay. Yeah, I will say that, Chris. I've been in AD's lives before, and just when I said something that he didn't agree with, I was blocked and no longer allowed to say anything. And that's one of the reasons I started doing the parodies, is because, if, he even says we can have differences of opinions, and that'll be fine. But yet, when I said something in the chat, I was blocked. And I've noticed the other day I tried to say something else. On my phone it shows that I've sent a message, but on another device it doesn't show me up. So I've been blocked for basically a differing opinion than what he had. And I thought to myself, well, every video he talks about only making 78 cents. Money this, money that. And then if somebody does disagree with him, it's supposed to be a discussion. A discussion goes both ways, like we're doing right now. You're saying something, and then I'm saying something. The same way you're saying something, and then Mrs. Kelly's saying something. That's how a discussion works. Okay, Chris, I appreciate that answer. And like I said, I was, I know I can no longer say anything in the rooms. Which, don't get me wrong, I feel like I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff and say anything that I don't feel. I do feel like AD is lying to people, and I feel like he didn't win that trip, and I feel like he's using his Patreon's money to finance that trip. That's my opinion. It's a bad habit. Need to quit. No, I'm not saying that, Chris. It's none of my business. Um, if somebody donates money to you, it's up to you what you do with it. And I've said that from the beginning. What I think's wrong is when you tell someone that you've won a ticket, and there's been people that's asked for proof that that trip was won, and and it's not being told. Okay, Jesse, Mrs. Kelly, Jesse says that the video with you in it is gone. So apparently they have removed it. Okay, I told you that if that video of Mrs. Kelly was taken down, I will take down the video that you asked me to, so I will do that. I am a man of my word. So let me find the video and I'll take it down. Okay. All right. Well, this has gotten really good tonight. I think so too, Missy Jane. There's loads of interaction. Nobody's being blocked, and everybody can speak their mind, and that's the way a true discussion should be. And I would like to say this: I don't think that Armchair Detective would come in here and have a discussion with us, but Chris Riss has. I don't know what happened, but I do respect her for coming in here. You know, she's in enemy's territory if she's a mod for Armchair Detective, and I can respect that. Dang, it's going pretty good, Brooke. How about you? Well, Chris, I'd like to say this. You know, I do parodies of Armchair Detective, and some people enjoy them, and some people don't. But and people I know that are on AD's channel, because I have to watch to get material to do my parodies, and I have received some of the most meanest, hatefulest messages a man could receive this past week, and I never said anything back that was the same way they talked to me. I was called fat. I was called mentally retarded. I had one lady keep arguing with me after she called me mentally retarded, And then I ask her, well, you're arguing with somebody that has a mental condition. So, and these are people I do see on AD's channel. So, just so you know. So, you say you block people for saying mean stuff like that. Well, oh, sorry, I'm trying to do some stuff on here. I'm sorry I'm not talking much. I'm trying to let people discuss. Um, Okay, Sam, a quick recap is we're having a discussion between Mrs. Kelly and Chris Riss. Chris Riss is a admin for Armchair Detectives page. She's in the chat. Mrs. Kelly came on as a guest for Armchair Detective the other night as what she thought was being a favor. He had a psychologist cancel out on him. She had to take a call. He asked if anybody else wanted to come on. Mrs. Kelly agreed to. After Mrs. Kelly was on the show, she's saying that they ran background checks on her and her husband, checked their credentials, and called their kid's school. Chris Riss is in the room as an admin of the Armchair Detectives page, and she is in the discussion, and we're just trying to get to the bottom of it. Chris Riss, the reason I'm saying that is I said somebody asked for a recap. Now, Mrs. Kelly told me, okay, she explained in the show with Armchair Detective that her kids went to school with the Jones kids. That was in the video. After she was vetted, you guys called her kid's school to see if that was the truth. Is that not the case? That's why that's being said. But also, as a summary of what's going on, I did not take the call at the school, so I'm not saying that I work at the school and took the call. I'm just saying what I'm being told. And I'm being told stuff on both sides, and I'm listening to both sides. If this was Armchair Detectives page, the person who's an admin for his page would have been blocked. And I don't run things like that. Yes, please do. Okay, Chris Riss, let me ask you this. Could it be possible that someone called the school that you don't know about? Well, that's true, Sweet Pea. She's an admin, but there could be another admin that called that she's not aware of. She's saying that she doesn't know the school's been called. I'm only trying to say that the school could have been called by somebody else that she's not aware of. That's what I'm asking. Okay. She said it's possible, but she would be highly surprised. Well, now, and I'm not taking anybody's side here, but guys, all of us, let's be fair to Chris Riss here. She didn't run out of the chat tonight like Cato did the other night when the questions got tough. She has stood here and took the the tough questions along with the easy questions. And like I said, I'm not taking anybody's side. I wasn't there either way. I'm just saying she is taking the tough questions. Cato, when she got tough questions from Armchair's subs, they got chewed out and she ran. Well, I'm from the South too, Chris, so that's something in common. Where are you from? Just curious. Yeah, Brooke, we're from the South, ain't we? We can tell you're from the South by saying y'all. Okay, Mrs. Kelly and Chris, if you all both want to send the messages, I'm not going to be the judge. I've got some mods and admins now. If they want to take the messages. Well, guys, how about this? Maybe we can pull one to the other side tonight. Chris, Riss, you want to be in our group? I mean, guys, isn't the whole purpose to get people to wake up and realize? Chris, Riss, another thing you might want to think about is if somebody from Armchair's group or even Armchair himself sees this video with you in here answering questions, you might be turned on by him. I'm just saying, he is rather vile and vicious. It seems like, Chris, that a lot of people kind of like you in here, and you have stayed and answered all the questions, and you even said it's a possibility somebody could have done that, what Mrs. Kelly is saying, and there's a lot of awful lot of people that have the same feelings. And look at it this way, 43,000 subscribers, and you never have more than 10,000 views. That doesn't add up. Okay, Brooke, I'll check it. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate you trying to help me. I would like to get a backdrop for the channel. No kidding. And a lot of people say they can't hear me. Does anybody have that problem that they can't hear me? I have ordered a microphone. They actually sent me the wrong microphone because I use my iPhone XR and it doesn't plug in. Chris, just to let you know this, Mrs. Kelly, Kelly is her first name. So she goes by Mrs. Kelly. No, I wouldn't, Mrs. Kelly, because especially on YouTube, because people call and try to get you fired. Kristen, who are you asking has PayPal? Oh, I do. Yes, it's John John Bach Bach 1976 at yahoo.com. Thank you. Yes, Mrs. Kelly is still in the room. Guys, I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes. We're over 2 hours now. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I had to get something to drink. Okay, I'm back. Well, hey, Chris, let me ask you a question. Yeah, you were talking about it, right? Let me ask you this. Have you watched any of my parodies of AD? Was they misbehaving? You guys better be good. Can't leave you alone for a second. Okay. They went through my drawers. That's hilarious, Mrs. Kelly. No, come on, Sweet Pea, really? That wasn't very nice. But it's okay. I can laugh at myself. That's true, Grumpy Granny. That's pretty funny, for real. You guys are all right. You guys are all right. Yes, Chris, and I appreciate you seriously staying in, even through the tough questions, and I got respect for that. I do. But before you go, answer me one question. Have you watched any of my parodies of Armchair? And be honest, please. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so be honest, and I can handle criticism. I really can. Did you think it was funny? Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Oh, hey, Chris. For one thing, though, you got to realize I'm from Kentucky, and it's hard to cover Kentucky accent, believe me. Yeah, that's true. You can take the man out of the South, but you can't take the South out of the man, even in the accent. And you know, you want to hear something funny, guys? Is when I'm at Walmart and I'm with my daughter, I actually try to talk like British or English, however you say it. Um, and my daughter's like, "Dad, please shut up. I don't hear that." And I'm like, "Well, I got to practice. I like doing these parodies, and people like them, so I try to practice it. So, hey, at least I try to do it good, right? You know." But here's the thing, guys. Every one of us in here tonight, we had a good discussion. Nobody got mad. Everybody talked. We all acted like adults. I didn't throw my phone. I didn't scream at anybody. Nobody screamed at anybody. It was a discussion. And this is how adults should act. Oh, thank you, Georgie girl. I appreciate that. Yeah, that is true. We did kick one out, but he was being a jerk right from the get-go. Kristen, I can, but I'm actually, my PayPal link is on my phone, and that's what I'm using to do my live. Can you send me a message on this video, and then I'll respond back to you after I go off here and let you know for sure? So, daggone, I went longer than 8E tonight. They don't call me the 60-minute man for nothing. Just kidding, guys. Well, Chris, I think you can vouch that we will be nice. Uh-oh. Okay, thank you, Kristen. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm fine with that. Hey, I can get along with anybody. I'm from Kentucky. Hey, we're not sweaty armpits. We're dicks. 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 Show them the merchandise. Okay, who wants me to go into character of Armpit Detective right now, since we have him here? Okay, we got him here, so we might as well put the show on for him. Good evening. Am I on? Can anybody hear me? Guys, it'd be nice if you converse with me. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Please answer. It is Armpit Detective. No place to hide. As everyone has seen earlier today, I was playing poker. But anyway, guys, I have got to go watch Armpits live so I can finally do what he done tonight. I won £1,000. Let me tell you, I can now fly home. All right, I don't want to do too much because I'm on as myself tonight, so. Well, Jenical, you can join our group. I don't know about that. I'm not from the United Kingdom. I am from UK, the University of Kentucky. How many of you guys have been to Kentucky? Ooh. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yes, we're a little bit famous for that, aren't we? Can put group link up, please. Can any of my spiners put up the group link, please? Can any of my spanners put up my Patreon and my PayPal, please? And my email in case anyone wants to email me. Guys, I tell you what, if you want to see a funny parody of Armchair, whoops, watch Grumpy Granny. She is good. Super chats. I don't have super chats yet. I don't have 1,000 subscribers. maybe one day. I suggested earlier, if we got a lot through Patreon, perhaps we could pay somebody's rent that actually was in a bind. You know, somebody had kids or something. And well, we had one guy, man, he went off on me. He just was not having that. But I will say this. I mean, you know, they can make fun of me if they want. I know they have. They've sent me messages saying it. You know, they make fun of how many subscribers I have. But you know what? I love all 300 of the ones I've got. And I think I earned the 300 I got. And if I grow to 1,000, I hope I earn all them. I don't want to buy any subscribers. I don't want to make fake accounts and get them that way. I hope so. I think I will. I've only been doing this about 4 weeks, and I've gotten up 300 in 4 weeks, so that's pretty good. I've actually been doing it longer than that, but I didn't actually start picking up subscribers till I started doing the Armchair Detective. So I actually had, well, thank you, Missy Jane. Till I started doing the Armpit Detective, I had 1 subscriber, and we laugh about it now, and it was my daughter because I made her subscribe to me so I wouldn't have 0 subscribers. Well, thank you, Beth. I appreciate that. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate that. I hope everybody likes it. That Mrs. Kelly, that's very true. We could easily have thrown people out of the chat and banned them, and nobody here done that. I didn't do it. None of the mods done it, and we listened to everybody, and that's what adults do. Adults talk, and I think you was subscriber 28 or 32. It doesn't matter. You're a subscriber either way, right? What are dormant subs? Oh, people that don't participate. I tell you what, guys, if everything goes really good, I actually am going to put a backdrop up. I don't know if it's going to be the bookshelf one, because even though I do parodies, I do want to have, you know, my own feel to it. So what kind of backdrop should I get? Anybody got any good ideas? Wobbly books. That's a good one. You'll hook me up. I got the hookup. Watch on Ali. What is Ali, Jesse? Addicts Anonymous. Yeah, Mrs. Kelly, the only thing I spell addicts with D-I-C-K-S, like a dick. Actually, I've got my shirt on tonight. Let me show you. I'm also going to sell these for $149.95. Hashtag, capital A-D, and then the word dicks. It's backwards, but Hey, I've always heard that, Mrs. Kelly. Yeah, you guys are my dicks. You guys are my dicks. A mini dick t-shirt. Yes, Vicky. I think Chris said she had to go. But it's like I told her, and that's hilarious. Sweet pea. A lot of metadata. I do the microdata. Metadata is too much to study. So I study the microdata. Sweet pea, don't be spreading rumors now. That's not true. You guys are hilarious. Knuckles. Chris will have her knuckles wrapped. Yeah, and I told her earlier that if, and it's not that it's bad of her to do what she done. Like I told her, I really respect that. The thing with that is, especially if Alan Vinicombe sees it, he will probably fire her because that's just the way he is. He really takes stuff like this personally. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. And I don't know about you guys, but I think she was really respectful. She answered the tough questions. And I think, if she wants to join our group, I think we should let her. And the thing about it is, isn't the whole point trying to get people to wake up and realize? I mean, what do you guys think? That's just my opinion. Yes, she did. That's very true. If if she did at any point get nasty or we feel like she was being a spy, we could always kick her out. But I think that Yeah, and that Mrs. Kelly, not taking up for anyone, I promise you. Maybe she feels ostracized by that group, and she spent a lot of time in here for someone that is supposed to be considered a part of that group. You know what I mean? So, who knows? Everybody can change. Remember when Rocky Balboa said that? Everyone can change. Guys, we've been going almost 3 hours. Hey, she could be doing that too, Mrs. Kelly. That's very true. Only time will tell what's going on. You know what I mean? So time will always tell. But anyway, guys, we've been going almost 3 hours, so I think I'm gonna get off here. I need to get something to eat and get to bed. And if you all guys want to, we can do another live tomorrow night, because I'm actually going back to day shift Monday. And if you guys want to, I just said delivery failed. Do I have the right address? Chris, the email is JOHN Bach BACH 1976 at yahoo.com. And we was just telling everybody that we was getting off here, and I'm going to do another live tomorrow night if you guys want to join up. It was nice. I thought it was a great night, and I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow night. I guess I'll probably come on about the same time, if that's good with you guys, around 7 East U.S. Eastern. And time goes back tonight, guys. Don't forget to set your clocks back. 4 thumbs down. Man, that's not good. And I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks, you guys, for joining. Take care. Bye-bye.